Coming up on World's Greenest Homes. In Chicago, an urban home that's packed with the latest in green technology.
Oh, there it is. There's your wind turbine right there. Yes, look at that.
And on the other side of the globe, an off-the-grid home in Australia that's so smart it can protect itself from bushfires.
We have the ability then to dial in and switch on the fire pump to automatically operate the fire sprinkler system.
I'm Emmanuel Belliveau. Come with me on World's Greenest Homes and see the most extraordinary homes on the planet. Homes that are gorgeous, cool, and green.
Chicago, home to the world's first skyscraper. And it's a city that's always been bold about the way it builds. And nowadays, it's quickly becoming one of America's greenest cities.
Chicago, Illinois is at the southern tip of Lake Michigan, gateway to the Midwest.
This is Westtown, one of Chicago's older neighborhoods just 10 minutes away from downtown. Westtown is undergoing a revival of late. It's here that two artists bought an old brick warehouse. Now, it started out as an art project, soon became an experiment in how to live green in the heart of a big city.
This home was once a 3,000 square foot warehouse. Most developers would have simply torn it down. But fortunately, it found some creative new owners, and today, it's a hotbed of green technology, including solar and wind turbines. Meet Jim Ilninsky and Francis Whitehead. They both teach at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. On the main floor, there's a kitchen, living and dining area, which opens onto a central courtyard. Above this main living space is a mezzanine level with a bedroom and master bathroom. Directly above is a light-filled art studio for Jim. This leads onto a roof which has a home office as well as a greenhouse. Frances has her own art studio on the other side of the courtyard.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Hi, Francis.
Francis, pleased to meet you.
Emmanuel, Jim.
Jim, pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
It's a good-looking place. It's got a bit of a commercial industrial feel going on here.
Well, the original building was a little brick box warehouse. We had to change the facade out because there wasn't a door here. There was just a truck door.
I love this green out here, this beautiful green glaze you've got going on. Why'd you choose this?
It's low maintenance, and it's also a local product. It's a small company that makes it, so it supports the local economy.
Right.
Well, let's show you inside.
Look at this brick wall, it's beautiful. Is that original?
Yes.
Of course, one of the greenest things you can do is to reuse an existing building. And this one had a bit of a slant, but we were able to stabilize it and use it, and it allowed us to keep this wonderful old warehouse and bring it back into new service.
It's got great character.
In fact, they were able to preserve 90% of the building's original brick shell.
Oh, look at this. It feels like you're outside. This is wonderful.
Because the original building was built to the lot line, there were no external windows, and so one of the big challenges here was to get light and air into the interior of the space. Before we even had the green idea, we had this idea about living, which had to do with having this courtyard in the middle for privacy, that everything would be organized around.
And we intentionally wanted the courtyard to be the same level as the floor here, so this courtyard becomes an extension of the living room.
And that allows us to have a really very small actual footprint of the living space, but it feels much bigger.
It does, and these doors open up, those doors open up,
Exactly.
and those doors in the distance open as well.
Yes.
Right.
So you really do have a way of just expanding your entire main floor just by opening
Yes.
a couple doors.
Right.
Yes.
That's a great courtyard. Stunning. You collect water, is it somewhere here in the ground?
No, the two cisterns are in each corner of the courtyard.
Rainwater harvesting is so important, but in Chicago it's particularly important because we have a combined stormwater and sewer system here. If there's a heavy-duty rainstorm, the water treatment plant cannot contain all of the rainwater, and so the sewage has to be disposed of, and it goes into Lake Michigan. We're trying to hold as much of that rainwater on site to keep it out of the sewer system.
You might want to try harvesting rainwater yourself, as municipal water may contain traces of ammonia, fluoride, or chlorine. Rain that falls on the roof is collected in eaves troughs and runs through downspouts into holding tanks called cisterns. 1 inch of rain on a 1,000 square foot roof can yield up to 600 gallons of rainwater. This can then be used for watering your garden, laundry, and toilet flushing. Preserving this vital natural resource can protect rivers, lakes, and streams from runoff pollution and reduce your water bills. Back inside the living room, these butterfly chairs were rescued from an alley by Francis and then recovered. And this unusual bench is a family heirloom.
We have quite a few family pieces here in the house. My mother made this in 1946 out of a salvaged log. When it came to the kitchen, we want a very functional kitchen. We did not want to look at the kitchen goods, so you notice everything is in a closed cabinet.
Is this your dishwasher?
Yes.
Yes, that's an 18-inch dishwasher. You know, there are just two of us. Many people have a dishwasher and they always complain that they run it when it's half empty.
Other space-saving features include a smaller-sized fridge, a compact dining table, and the stackable bistro chairs.
This stove over here, tell me about the stove.
Well, the wood stove is airtight, and it is a closed front, so that it is efficient in that regard, yes. Because of the long run of the chimney, that also becomes a thermal release.
But of course, the real heat is in the floor.
You have a radiant floor?
This is a radiant slab floor.
And it's just straight concrete on the floor?
Well, actually, there's a geothermal system under here. Because there is no basement, we were able to pull up the slab. It was the first thing that we did, and drill for the 14 wells.
Those 14 wells go 70 feet straight down to bedrock, where the temperature is around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. A liquid, water, or antifreeze is pumped through the wells. The liquid warms up and is brought back to a heat pump in the house, and then used to heat the floors.
The bathroom and all the utility areas around the corner here.
Oh, I see.
Washer, dryer, closet, bathroom. Here's a all-in-one washer.
This one machine takes longer to run, but it does both the clothes washing and drying.
Energy efficient, space saving.
And also water saving. So this bathroom is an accessible bathroom.
Okay.
Notice a 36-inch wide door.
Wheelchair accessible. The tiles on the wall are 30% recycled content, and the toilet is a water-saving dual flush.
And in the showers, you have low flow shower head.
And of course the grab bars, which some people find not aesthetic, but we think that they're very clean, and we use them as towel bars, and so they are what we call multifunctional.
Right.
Have a lot of multifunctional aspects of the house to save space.
Well, it all looks great to me.
Now it's up to the mezzanine.
Oh, it's gorgeous stairs.
Yeah, this is some of the reclaimed elm from the Chicagoland city streets.
We found this urban forest products place that takes trees from the streets and sanitation department, and they'll mill whatever you want.
This is reclaimed wood.
Yeah, elm.
The same trees that would have otherwise gone to firewood and mulch made these beautiful elm floors.
More green paint?
Yes.
Yes.
And this is the same color. It's downstairs. You saw it in the front door.
Is it? No. It looks so different up here.
Well, it's probably the red Buddha.
That kind of throws it off. And that's a beautiful piece of Buddha sitting on.
Well, actually, this is the little ancestor worship moment here. The furniture was my grandmother's. Nothing special, just sentimental. And actually, the Buddha also. My father was a Buddhist.
This is the bedroom.
The bedroom. This is nice. To wake up in the morning and to see this, all the bright sunlight coming in, and to see your tree, your courtyard.
The bedroom is another small space, but Francis and Jim have used every inch wisely.
This is the differential between the old building and the new setback. Creates a 2-foot space, which we've captured.
So you can use it as storage, you can store
right,
everything
especially
you
for
need to.
bulky items like comforters.
There's more good use of space in the compact master bathroom. Directly above the bedroom is Jim's art studio.
These are the fingerprints of residents of an affordable housing community that I did our project with. Blew them up, created stencils, and then they used it as stencils and stenciled their courtyard.
Oh, well, this is a huge studio. Lots of space in here.
It's very adaptable and usable for different kinds of projects that I may be involved in.
And what's the system over here?
Well, this is part of the wind turbine system. That's the inverter.
Well, I would think Chicago being the windy city, there must be a lot of wind here you can harness.
Well, actually not. We're only 2 on the scale of 5 that they use for the continent to judge wind availability. And the windiness of Chicago actually is a reference to the politics.
I didn't know that. See, I've learned something
It's
new.
the hot air that flows freely.
Is that what it is, really?
Yes.
It's the hot air.
Can we see these wind turbines in action?
Well, let's go outside and we'll take a look at them.
This is great. More courtyard view. Oh, there it is. There's your wind turbine right there.
Yes.
Look at that.
These vertical axis multi-directional wind turbines are designed for urban spaces and can work with a breeze of just 4 miles per hour. Across the courtyard is the office.
Oh, look at this. That's quaint. Is this your office?
This is an office, and of course it can be used by other people in another way, like it'd make a great kids' room.
Oh, it'll be a great kids' room. You imagine?
The desk is a solid slab of maple from the same urban forester who did the elm floors.
But the main thing to know about this room is that the principal reason for its existence is so that this lean-to greenhouse has something to lean on.
What kind of stuff do you grow in here?
Well, there's a wide variety of ornamentals and food herbs up here. Obviously some flowers, artichokes, basil.
In the wintertime, it's still toasty in here?
In the winter, we actually cover the inside of the greenhouse with bubble wrap. You wet the glass and the bubble wrap sticks with the water.
Yeah.
And then when you want to take it down, you just peel it off. And it really adds tremendously to the thermal protection of the greenhouse.
That's great. So glass and bubble wrap and traps everything inside.
Yeah.
It helps a
Very
lot.
neat idea. Are those solar panels?
They are.
Out on the roof, 2 banks of solar panels provide electricity and heat hot water.
And you got lots of planters. Why did you choose to go with plots versus actually planting the entire roof?
The idea of just putting dirt directly on your roof, even with a membrane, frankly made us very nervous.
I see.
So when we found out that there were these terrific pans and they're made from 80%, I think now the company's gone to 100%
Post-consumer recyclable?
Post-consumer recycled plastic. And then if you have a problem with your roof, you just pick up the pan, move it, fix your roof. We really like the flexibility.
I mean, this seems to make a lot of sense.
Back downstairs is another workshop. This one belongs to Francis. A book-lined hallway then takes you from the studio back to the main living space.
It's a great hallway you have here, lots of books.
As we were initially conceiving this place and dreaming up the interior courtyard, the second most important programmatic element was the wall of books. Because at our other house, the books had ended up all over the place. They weren't in one spot, and we never knew where anything was.
What's great about having all these books here is you can grab a book, get on the courtyard, and read your book outside.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, here we are back from where we started, the main space.
Yes, full circle.
And the sunlight has obviously changed throughout the day since we had a chance to tour the house, and you can really see how sunlight does make this room change a lot. Well, thank you again for having me. It was a wonderful tour. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much. Having something that really suits your needs, so there's no extra work, no extra maintenance, but is just sized right for your life and your use is, we think, more of a luxury than having more than you need.
While most people would have been tempted to just tear down the whole building, Jim and Francis lovingly restored this old warehouse and went high-tech and green in the process. Not only have they reduced the footprint this building used to make, they say they've reduced their operating cost by at least 50%.
Getting away from it all without giving anything up at all. That's what our next homeowners wanted, a comfortable yet elegant home that relies on the wind, the sun, and the rain for all its energy needs.
We're in Australia, near the town of Laguna, 2 hours north of Sydney. Laguna is in the Hunter Valley, Australia's oldest wine-growing region and a popular weekend getaway from frantic city life. Nestled in a remote woodland region of rolling hills and national parks, this 3,200 square foot weekender functions entirely on its own energy thanks to solar power, a wind turbine, and rain collection. Engineer Chris Medlin, his wife Angela, their sons Max, Oliver, and Llewellyn, and their beagle pal Toby come here to unwind. The house is made up of 2 main wings, separated by a central outdoor dining area. The main open concept lounge wing includes a spacious kitchen, living room, and a dining room. A veranda and outdoor dining space connect this wing to the bedroom wing. In here, there are 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
Welcome. This is the lounge wing where we spend probably most of our time. It's a pretty nice room. It's a link between the inside and the out, because from here we can watch the kids swimming in the pool, or we can see what's going on outside.
I particularly like the room for its sense of community. It brings my family together, and they can either be out at the pool, they can be relaxing in the lounge, we can be having dinner, the kids can be here helping me cook or doing whatever boys generally do, and it allows me to still be with them.
One of the great features that we love is this kitchen top, which is a piece of iron bar. We sourced this from a closed-down timber mill, and it was lying on the floor of the mill. It's about 5 metres long and very heavy. We think it was probably cut down maybe 100, 120 years ago. We were going to have it machined down, but we saw the edges of it, and after it's polished up, it gives a really beautiful finish.
We purposely left these shelves open to create a feeling of sort of a typical country kitchen, but with a sense of architectural design about it as well.
All of the home's appliances have been selected for their low energy consumption.
We commissioned a number of pieces for the house, all based on the recycling principle. So this light fitting we had made using old pieces of wire. And throughout the house there's a number of pieces of old industria, old signs, and pieces of things like this, the surveyor's rule that we picked up just to lie around the house and to give that feeling of industrial but also a domestic feel. The house functions very, very well thermally, which is pretty important in this area where it can get up to 45 and 46 degrees during summer.
That's over 110 degrees Fahrenheit. There's no basement here. Instead, the entire house sits on a thick concrete slab, which helps to cool it in the summer and keep it warm in the winter.
Another very important thermal feature of the house is the fireplace, which is a double-sided fireplace. All the timber that we use in the fireplace we collect from the floor of the property, trees that have fallen down.
The fireplace is made of large cinder blocks, which retain their heat even hours after the fire has gone out.
This is the dining room. The dining room's a pretty simple room. We've got some simple pieces of furniture. To keep the theme of recycling going, we've got some interesting light fittings. It's basically just some shredded plastic which is kept in a orange bag, which has a light fitting in the centre of it. The ceiling's very interesting. One of the risks of having such hard surfaces as the concrete floor is that the sound will be too much and too bouncy, so we had a perforated ceiling put in with insulation behind it to absorb as much of that sound, and it works very, very well. These glass doors form a very important link between the indoor dining area and the outdoor dining area. This particular spot in between the 2 wings of the house is very, very important. We live here a lot in summer. We have no air conditioning, so natural ventilation is our only form of cooling. This tabletop we made ourselves using some old timber beams that were pulled down from a warehouse that was not far from where we lived. The whole house is sited very carefully to take advantage of, obviously, the views, but also to make it as safe as possible because of the fact that we are in a very bushfire-prone area. All of the house is surrounded by around about 30 or 40 metres of open grass areas to, again, prevent fire from suddenly coming upon the house. We store and collect all of the water off our roof, which runs down in metal downpipes that have been designed to match the structure of the house. The water then passes under the house and is stored in large tanks out the back. We designed our own fire sprinkler system for operating in the event that there is a bushfire.
Plus, if all the water in the tanks is exhausted, they can draw water from their swimming pool or the dam on their front lawn. We've seen the main lounge space, now it's on to the bedroom wing.
This, of course, is the boys' bedroom come playroom. It's designed as much as possible to be a big play area down low with a desk and toys all around, with their beds and their bunks up high out of the road. The room is actually designed to be divided once they get older and they want some privacy into 2 bedrooms. But until then, it's just one large open room, and it functions really, really well. This is the breezeway, which is the important link between all the bedrooms. It's the central feature of the cross ventilation.
The corridor runs the full length of the bedroom wing and helps control the temperature without traditional air conditioning.
So at high level in the breezeway, we have louvers. So in summer, we open up the doors to the northern side and the hot air just flushes out and leaves via the breezeway. Similarly, in winter, we heat up the whole space via the second wood fireplace.
It also functions as the home's hot water heater.
This is the spare bedroom.
The spare bedroom also doubles as a study when Chris and his family are up here for extended periods of time.
So this is the laundry. Obviously, because we're off-grid and store all of our own water and we store all of our own electricity, all of our appliances and white goods are carefully selected for the highest possible energy ratings available.
And here's a twist to our conventional thinking about the evils of energy-sucking clothes dryers.
Normally, in cities, we're used to thinking of electric clothes dryers as being bad, very energy inefficient appliances. But here, where the source of our electricity is entirely renewable, we actually use the dryer for warming up the house on winter mornings.
Off the laundry room, there's a guest bathroom with dual flush toilets and a low-flow rainhead shower. The floor is epoxy-coated cement.
And this is by far the most favourite room in the house.
The master bedroom has large windows, which offer a near seamless 90-degree view of the property.
These windows perfectly frame the serenity and the beauty of why we have this place. And yeah, I guess I just find this the most peaceful room. This is my thinking chair, and here I like to just sit and read sometimes or lay down and have a think about things.
But for Chris, the best part of this home is outside.
So this is the engineering end of the house. We have a wind generator which feeds electricity back into the battery backup. It's also the nerve centre for the fire protection system. Just above me here there is a smoke detector, which in the event of a fire, it sends a message to my mobile phone, and we have the ability then to dial in and switch on the fire pump to automatically operate the fire sprinkler system.
Chris and Angela's self-sufficient home serves as a stress-relieving getaway year-round. One of the best things about it, they never arrive home to find energy bills piled up in the mail. But for Angela, there's also a much bigger picture.
Waking up to that every morning when we're here is one of the most magic things that you can have in your life.